The High School Explainer program is, they're the docents of the Exploratorium. We don't call them docents, we call them explainers in this case. They're high school students ranging from usually about 15 to 19 years old.
They serve as our youth docents here at the Exploratorium, and we use them to open and close the museum daily. And we also use them to staff the demonstrations and interpret the exhibits to the public.
A lot of times it's their first job, so they're learning about how to function in the job, basic job skills.
To be a high school explainer, it's a very unique experience.
This is not your typical job that you would get if you're in high school. So the great thing about the Exploratorium is that, in a sense, you're getting paid to learn.
We're more than just explainers. We're like explorers. We're constantly exploring this entire museum on a daily basis.
It's a unique job and where they're valued for their mind and their own thinking.
Not many other places in the world will you be able to run a world-renowned museum at the age of 15.
I've gone to articulate a lot more than I usually do because people ask me questions, I gotta think on the spot.
I really like the people who work here. They're just really nice and outgoing.
I have to say, during the year, I went through kind of a rough patch where I wasn't sure what I was going to do with myself, with the school, with all of it.
When I come here, it doesn't really feel like work. And the reason why is because I actually like the job, and there are a lot of co-workers, and we all have a good relationship.
I've always been interested in science, and I've always been interested in how things work. But now I know that when it comes to school and stuff, I'm not going to slack off when it comes to that because it's something that it actually interests me.
I think it's kind of an inspirational place. There's a lot of really kind of inspiring people here. The scientists that work here are great. The people that work here are pretty cool.
One of the most satisfying things I think is just how many kids are around and just making them happy. Doing magic tricks and stuff.
Everything is really positive and it's better than being out there doing nothing.
When I came to the Exploratorium, I couldn't even shuffle cards. So first of all, that was one skill I was really proud about learning, and now I'm semi-capable at it.
So what do you think of the new group of explainers?
Decent looking, I guess.
Of course, this is my first semester hiring the explainers, and been really pleased with the explainers thus far.
Actually, I really like them. This is a really good group. They all seem genuinely interested.
We have a pretty good range of high school kids and post-high school kids. So it's been a really good mix.
Everybody's on the floor, they're all doing a great job. Everybody really cares about it, and I actually really am enjoying this group.
So we've been pretty fortunate because a great thing about the Exploratorium is that we attract a lot of people with various backgrounds with a lot to share. And for the most part, everyone loves spending time with the explainers and loves sharing their knowledge. So we've been pretty fortunate.
We're going to see how much we can cram into 4 months.
What is your favorite exhibit or demo?
Okay. There's this one, I think it's called Short Circuit. It's an exhibit, it's very simple. It's 2 batteries and a little crank, and you turn the crank and a wire comes out, and you put the wire on the batteries and it splits in half. And that's it. And you can do it over and over and over again, and it never ever gets boring.
I really like the drawing board. I think it's a great invention.
We have a piece of paper and it's on a board that's strung up by 4 corners, and we have one marker we hold still, and the board under it moves.
People can move the board however they want so that it makes a pattern. They end up with cool swirly designs and spirals.
Sometimes you're not actually supposed to do this, but if you braid together 3 pieces of wire and put it in, it makes this fiery, glowing explosion of happiness and joy, and oh my gosh, it's fantastic.
So what do you guys think of Evan?
We love Evan.
We love Evan.
Look,
he is amazing.
He gave me magnet tape for my badge, and then he gave me stickers of Transformers.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's kind of like a second dad, dude.
He isn't he? Yeah.
He can be strict at times. A little terrifying, especially if something goes wrong during closing, the bells don't ring, or there are people left behind.
Evan basically, he kind of just acts like a big kid, but then when he's has to be serious, he is.
Evan, man, like, I think Evan is one of the coolest bosses I ever had, and I think he's a caring guy.
Quirky kind of guy. He's a cool guy. He's a good guy to work with. He's serious about the work that he does.
As a boss, like as a supervisor, he's always out on the floor. He's always showing us that he's interested, and that definitely makes me like 10 times more interested in what I'm doing.
He's a cool boss. He's funny. I mean, he can be serious at times, but he's not your typical boss. He just likes cracking jokes.
Evan. He's cool.
A funny thing about high school is that high school is its own little world on its own. Those are usually the kids, the people that you have grown up with your whole life. They've known you forever, and anything that happened in your past is remembered by somebody. And so you kind of get labeled of who you are and what your kind of role is. You're the jock, you're the nerd, you're the drama kid.
The Exploratorium has influenced me in many different ways, and I could say that before I worked here, probably since maybe 8th grade, I went to go into the military.
It taught me to value all different kinds of people, no matter how they looked or where they were from. I learned to interact and value the ideas and the education of everyone around.
Through high school, I got involved with ROTC and doing leadership courses, and I really wanted to be an officer in the military.
When I came to the Explainer program as an explainer back in '94, I know I was kind of lost. Didn't know what to do with myself.
When I was 17, I think I may have been 16 at the time, I took the test to get into the Army, and I was disqualified because of my vision. I ended up having 2 corneal transplants after that. And I remember feeling like I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life.
It gave me a place to focus. I saw that, oh my God, I can actually teach people now. I can help people out. I can do all sorts of different things.
Fortunately, this place has given me a home and has really exposed me to a lot in life. And my life has sort of taken another path, and I really haven't found anything outside of this place that I would enjoy doing more.
It opened up a whole new world for me, and I've watched it happen to so many different students, and it's great because they'll come in all stressed out and worried about school, and then they get into their Exploratorium world, and all that just goes away, and they become more comfortable and happier in the role that they're in now, because this is where they are in their life now. It's not hindered by something that might have happened in the past. It's a fresh start. It's a new beginning, a milestone.
This place is amazing. It's constantly changing, and we can impact our community in many different ways. We have a lot to offer, and this place is a special place. And if you had the opportunity to work here, you would totally understand. People don't leave usually. It's funny. I don't know if I'm leaving feet first, but I'll definitely be here for a long time.
So what are some of the perks of being a high school explainer?
I get paid. Eat. Like that.
See this? Do you see this? This is what we do here at the Exploratorium. This is what we do here. And you really about to just beat this
No
up?
paparazzi.